Red Bull have a strange, unanswered question going into 2025. 1 seat and 3 drivers, so who will it be? Checo, Yuki or Lawson? Everyone has been asking this question and we'll give you some reasons of why and why not all 3 drivers should get that seat.
Checo is an experienced driver and has many great seasons under his belt. He brings a lot of money and funding to the table, but he has been consistently underperforming this year and has cost Red Bull the Constructors' Championship and $5 million in repair damages.
Checo has only scored 151 points, which sits him 8th in the drivers' standings. But when you compare that to Max's 393 and lead in the drivers' championship, it shows how bad he has been all year. His time in Red Bull hasn't been all that bad though, with his 2023 season placing him 2nd in the drivers' championship, which is his highest ever finish.
After all these bad performances, he still finds himself in that Red Bull, and it should only be a matter of time until a younger, quicker driver comes and takes that seat.
Now on to Tsunoda. Tsunoda has become a really good midfield driver and has developed through the Red Bull family. He brings a lot of support with him as he is the only Japanese driver on the grid.
Yuki is a great talent, but he is a very aggressive driver, and this can lead to some decisions mid-race. Aggression is good, but too much can lead to bad driving and a loss of confidence.
If Yuki is promoted, he could be like a Pierre Gasly and be slow in a good car but quick in a bad one. Because of these reasons, we don't think Yuki will be promoted to that 2nd Red Bull seat in 2025.
This leaves one driver, Liam Lawson. He's been consistently quick in both of his short stints in F1. He's shown great overtaking skills and a racecraft which has led him to fight even Checo in the RB, which is a much slower than the Red Bull.
Lawson has scored a handful of points in only a few races and has shown potential and maturity throughout all of them. However, Lawson is the youngest of the 3, and being just 22, it could be a gamble to take him over some of the more proven and experienced drivers like Checo and Yuki, who have had 14 and 4 years respectively in the sport.
Now on to some of our opinions on who will take the seat, because those were just facts and reasons why other people should get the seat.
Now, my opinion is, I think this is going to happen, and this is what should happen in my opinion, is Liam Lawson taking the seat. I just think he's shown a lot more potential than Yuki. He's been quicker than Yuki.
Yeah.
And then Perez is just too slow.
Yeah, and Perez has cost Red Bull so much money.
Yeah, like he's probably the most crash-happy driver on the grid.
$5 million is a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
That's comparable to Logan Sargent, and he's out of the sport now because he was too crash-happy.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for his financial backing, I don't think he would have a seat in this sport.
I also think Lawson will get promoted and should get promoted for some of the same reasons, but also I think he has so much hype around him now and recently, before he came into F1 in this 2nd stint, that he needs to get promoted for the good of him and Red Bull. But I think the other thing about putting a better driver into that Red Bull seat is that he challenges Max, and that in Red Bull's eyes might not be what they want to do for their thing.
Yeah.
And they might put him in for the rest of this year and the rest of next year, just to let him settle in a bit and keep Checo there, given he has his contract at Red Bull.
Yeah.
Which they can terminate, but it would be weird.
Very expensive.
Yeah, and I think for the good of Max and seeing how the 2025 season goes for him, if he can win again, will be the thing of, if he doesn't win the Drivers' Championship and Red Bull don't win the Constructors because of Perez or other reasons, such as maybe Max, which I doubt it. But for other reasons like that, I can see Checo getting the boot down to RB or
Yeah.
even not racing
Not-
for Red Bull.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, he's just like Max. He's been so dominant. He's not really comparable
Yeah.
because he's been so quick. He's been the best driver since 21.
Yeah.
And it
I
hasn't helped Perez that he's being compared to him, but it's still like you can't give him too much slack because he's still been 8th slowest in like
The fastest car on the grid.
the fastest car on the grid. And even when it was the fastest car in Australia, when Max wasn't there, he was still nowhere to be seen.
Yeah. And I think also it's like Max is a very aggressive driver, and I think if they put someone like Yuki in it, I can just see Azerbaijan with Ricardo and
Some
Max
flashbacks.
every single race, every
Yeah.
week, which
Well,
is
that's
just
if
not-
Yuki can be quick enough to be next to Max.
Yeah. If that happens, there is a high possibility that.
Yeah.
So that's all we have to talk about Red Bull's seat dilemma, and we don't think Daniel Ricciardo will get a seat. It's just not happening. Be honest. Drop us a like and sub and comment below who you think will end up with that second Red Bull seat in 2025. Goodbye.